Joining us live to weigh in is Florida Congressman Ross Spano. Sir, good to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you, Jillian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Let's take a look at this map here. Broward County beaches are supposed to open today, and then you have Miami-Dade and Monroe County happening a little bit later. Tell me the progress, how things are going so far. I know we did see some negative video out of Daytona Beach and other places, not even just Florida, throughout the country, where people weren't social distancing following orders. But for the most part, have you seen people being pretty good about this?
Oh, absolutely, Jillian. As a matter of fact, my wife and I went to the beach this weekend. So we had a great time. It was beautiful weather. We're opening our small businesses and our tourist attractions, including our beaches. As you know, tourism in Florida is very important to us. It employs millions of people, and beaches and beach goers are a part of that. I think our Governor DeSantis, has done a great job taking the guidelines set forth by the federal government and the leadership of the president and applying them in a way that is objective, that is data-driven. And in my experience, and the numbers have borne this out as we've begun to see those numbers come in, our positive rates are down, hospitalizations are down, numbers on folks needing ventilators is down, and overall things are looking very good.
Let's take a look at some of those numbers here. And this is specifically the positive COVID-19 cases in Florida in the last couple of days. You can see May 18th through the 24th. It actually looks like they've increased a little bit from the 18th to the 24th, but I also know that testing has been ramped up. But if you take a look at the decline in deaths here, I mean, this is really positive news that you see that chart going down, it seems, pretty rapidly.
Absolutely. And remember, we were one of the states that folks felt like was going to be an absolute nightmare. We have lots of vulnerable citizens. We had people coming down from the Northeast that were fleeing New York, which was a hot spot, and other states in the Northeast. And people said this was going to be a nightmare situation, but it hasn't been. And our numbers have been very, very positive, notwithstanding the fact that we have been reopened now for 3 weeks. So what this shows is that we can, with social distancing guidelines, with positive, responsible behavior on the part of individuals and businesses, we can protect the vulnerable and we can get our businesses going again. We absolutely have to. Protecting jobs equals protecting livelihoods, and we have to get our economy going again. We can do both.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people need to get back to work right now. Let's talk about the Keep Employees Earnings Protected Act, the KEEP Act. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so thank you for asking about that. We filed this last week. It basically creates a temporary payroll tax holiday for a period of 3 months. It allows the president to reduce that if he decides that the emergency is over that he declared under the Stafford Act in March. And essentially, here's what it would do, okay? And why is it important? It would allow additional liquidity to stay in the pockets of employees, Americans, and the employers that are trying so desperately to keep them employed across the country. So instead of that money, payroll taxes going through the hands of the bureaucracy of the federal government, it essentially allows that money to stay there. So it doesn't have to be processed administratively, go through the federal government, then go back to persons in the form of individual checks. It can stay in the pockets of the American people where it belongs.
That's great. Representative Ross Spano, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. All eyes are on Florida, as you guys are obviously doing something right down there. Have a good day.
Thanks so much.